Anyway, man, getting old sucks. Anyway. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Next to me, side me, behind me, in this general area, it's an orange 1972 Super Beetle. This episode should be hopefully fairly simple. Really all we're doing, going through the engine, making sure it's running to its best ability, electronic ignition, and fixing a death wobble in the front end. So, gotta get the engine running right for to fix the death wobble. Oh, also, hopefully sorting out the brakes, because they're there, except you're applying way too much pressure to, make them do anything. So I'm thinking it's a master cylinder, so I shotgun ordered a part. We got a master, well, here, and we're going to throw that in. Hopefully that solves this problem. But why am I talking up here? Let's go in the back and let's start on this engine. All right, we're going to, hopefully do the easy thing first on this car and just throw the electronics in. I've gotten questions on, via comments about, doing the electronic stuff like that, or also my apparently love for 009 distributors, which I do. But here's the thing. I do work on vacuum. It's fine. I personally do not prefer it. So, okay, I already see one runability issue. This is a dual advanced retarding system. I don't know from this shot if you can tell something's missing, but that's not attached. That's your that's the retard or whatever. That should go here. And it's not going there. So let's make it go there. Gonna have to get more vacuum line. Let's make it go there so it can, do its job. Because this thing did, it does run. Little backstory, I guess, story time, non-consequential, story hour with me. Owner picked it up. This is, I guess it's, post-buy inspection, fix anything that's wrong with it. I think I said it has a death wobble. It does. The engine, just go through. It sounds good. It looks like, apparently it has new pistons and jugs on it, but I mean, that block, and you'll see it from the underside, that block is nice and clean. So I'm wondering if it has a bottom end. The brakes aren't great, and the clutch is hopefully way out of adjustment, because there's a clutch box with used components under the trunk. So I'll find that. It just lifts way too high. So I'll check that out. Also, I don't even know what I'm rambling at. Fuel, like normal. Fuel filter is going away. But, so now this has advance and, go backwards. We'll, I guess, do the electronics. Starting well. Hopefully this is the biggest of the hurdles. I already owned out the coil. It is showing 3. So I will, keep that coil. Or keep that coil in here. Ooh, that looks nice. Well, I connected you. Let's unconnect you. Full range of motion. Bonk. How many? It looks like everything caught on fire under here, and I'm not even joking. All right. Flathead still, yeah, flathead. Disconnect the points. Let me grab a screwdriver. All right, yank these points out. Like I said, this thing does run. It is loud as all get out. Trust me, you'll hear it. Let me get my head into the shot and out of the shot at the same time. I've ran the exhaust that's on this thing many times. This is one of my favorite, except this one for some reason sounds a lot louder than it should. So I don't know if we got an exhaust leak going on or what. But all right, that's out of the way. Can I just move this and get you out of the way? Probably not. You're gonna be a pain. And yes, I know I'm gonna set timing, but I don't like moving things right away. There we go. So that's all good. That is. I mean, I've seen cleaner. But, all right, let me get the electronicals. All right, developments kind of happened. The electronic unit I was going to use, hello, hair. The electronic I was going to use doesn't work for some reason with this distributor, even though it is for the Vacuum Advanced. So I'm going with this style, you know, with the flingy weights because they do work. They're universal. But in doing things, yeah, the distributor's completely loose, so that's good. And I'm fighting getting this thing, you know, the grommet through the hole. So once I get that, then we can, you know, get this thing running. Good news is whoever was doing this put blue marks so I know where it kind of started, or hopefully where it was, because I didn't mark it. I put my hand on the old vacuum can and whoop, I'm like, it's going well. So I'm curious, yeah, look at me a little bit. I'm curious if someone was putting this together and maybe got to their point of overhead-ish, I guess. I don't know. Or couldn't get it running perfectly. Because it looks good, but there's a bunch of odds and ends, like I said, on this thing. So, a little curious. But anyway, let me keep trying to get this grommet through. It might end up with a 009, not going to lie. Because don't know if this is a runnability issue and they were fighting it. So let me continue struggling trying to get that grommet through the round hole instead of a square hole like they normally are. And yeah, I'll get back to you when I get it all connected. All right, forward for a little bit. The grommet, you know, is actually, you know, in correctly. So let's finish wiring this. I'll realign this thing to, you know, because it's loose, to wherever those blue marks are. And we're going to assume that's where this was originally. Get the slack out of those wires. Where's the rotor thingy? Pop this guy on. Think. And this. On. Gonna need a chair terminal. Oh, hello, flashlight. Right there. Because yet again, every plug area is used. Soil pressure. This thing definitely was on fire. Let me bring it in here. And not even saying that it's cute. This electrical definitely was on fire. So this is also a reason I don't, you know, run fuel filters in here. Yeah. Notice fuel filter right there. Oh, burning witness marks. So yeah. Key reason don't run your fuel filter under. Key reason you don't run your fuel filter, you know, next to things. So, okay. But anyway, we'll take the less burnt one. The casings are bad, everything. It's just, it's not good. I am going to go back and at least electrical tape all this, but I lost my chair terminal. Nope. But that's not right now. Right now, I just want to get this thing fired up. I feel it's safe enough to run. Chair terminal, get that thing, you know, chairing. Give me an extra leg. I don't even know what that's for. What's that for? How do you... I'm less than impressed with the wiring on this stuff. The car seems pretty, you know, pretty solid. Go on, you boot. Like floor pans, stuff like that. Like I said, it just seems like time, man, that is terrible. Time ran out, or, you know, lack of experience, or just money. I don't know. It was close. Everything is just in the way. I want you to go this way. You will go on this one. Then I'll figure out that electrical. Great. Come on, fuel line, get out of my way. All right. Less than good connector. You go there. Power and signal, ground, whatever you want to call it. Again, black goes where your points were. At least on this style of doobly-doos I run. You squeeze on, please. There we go. All right. That's on, that's on. Let's see if this thing will, start. It should. It did. Choke's engaged. Ease her down a little bit. Little more fuel. All right, it's trying. Excuse me. Ooh, Rich. It's trying, and that is good enough for me for right now, because I need to adjust the valves, or at least to check the valves. So check the valves, make sure they're good. Obviously, it doesn't want to, run. Turn the key, and she's a hard start. So something's off, probably timing, this, that, or the other thing, but can't do anything about that. I mean, I can. I'm just not going to do anything about that. Also, I didn't attach any of the vacuum lines. Well, the retard line I didn't attach. All right. You know what? Doot. Dial a little more in, and let's see. Let's see. We'll put it on the. Again, also the choke's not adjusted right, so that's good. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna end up fighting with it for a little bit, so that's fine. After I do all my checks, let me get this thing in the air, pop off some valve covers, and do a quick check. If there's nothing really to find under there, not gonna worry. We'll be back up here. Well, you join me back up here. If they're way out of whack, then yeah, I'll tune you guys in. Stay tuned for whatever, wherever we're going to be, under or over. Sound like a game show. All right, well, we're back up top. The valve seemed good, so that's good. I'm going to TDC this engine and actually get it into time. And I just want it to be timed as far as static timing. So it hopefully will start and run without too much, to do and fuss about it. All right, is that number 1 on this engine? Should be. Yes. All right. Turn the key on. Let me get everything set up. Where'd my light go? There it is. And there's seriously no room under here. All right, air filter, you're taking a hike. It's not a Phillips. What did I pick out? Where's my Phillips? I put it back. Shockingly, no. There's one. When I eventually do the master on this, I'm going to show you some things you don't want to do when you're running these tubes, like, not connect them. So this thing does not have, heat. Just, let it go there. Wonder if there's oil in this thing, actually. I hate oil bath air filters. Well, I don't hate them. I just don't stop. I just don't run them with oil in them. All right, are you on? Good enough. All right, let's just get a static time. Turn the key on. Oh, man, go down. Getting old. Oh. Hello, light. Where are you? There you are. How far? You're way off your blue marks. All right. Light kicked on. This thing should hopefully fire and idle. Let me get my, pew-pew gun on here. Also some vacuum caps. A little confused. Let me get vacuum caps first. It's going to be the easiest one. There we go. Timing light. Boop. Come on. Bip. Bip. Apologize now. It's going to be loud if it does run. But let's see what we're doing. More gooder. Get it on the high choke. Why is the choke? I mean, yeah, the choke would be open by now. All right, more advanced. Now, this way. See if I can catch it. All right. I don't know how much you could hear. The big, where's the curb? Yeah, whatever. Should be empty. Anyway, your idle up or downer screw should be able to, move freely to adjust said idle. That doesn't. It is pretty much where it's at. I mean, my screwdriver rubber is moving. Oh, it's free now. Well, why are you free now? Let me pull you out. The gasket looks all right. I mean, it has some smooge on it. I don't know why. Let me lube it up. Put a little grease on her. Where's my small screwdriver? Fuel. Set the fuel right now because it smells off. Man, you also feel tight. That screw is down and they're using the top screw of the carburetor to try to dial it in idle. Not ideal. Again. Hold on. Yeah, it was running again. One of you guys could have yelled at me and told me the vacuum advance line came out because nothing's better than tuning with a vacuum leak. So everything's attached, everything's checked. Distributor obviously didn't move timing, but the vacuum leak was little more of a pain in the butt on the carb. So let's see how she starts now. Like it's supposed to, and I was wondering why I wasn't really holding the idle. It kept fluctuating. So now let's take off my high-tech diagnostical equipment. Set it there. So, all right. Next, guess we'll put engines dialed in. Relocate the fuel filter, and then I think we're going to have a short episode for a change on this one. Going to cut another one on doing the brakes, not trying to pack it all into the same thing because brakes would be with death wobble as well for road testing. So stay tuned. Let me get some fuel line and route it where it needs to go. Should be decent. At least the engine sounds good. It is leaking oil. Oil cooler? I think it's the oil cooler's leaking. Here, I'll bring it in here. Show you what I'm talking about. Just noticed a nice wet spot. Stay. Finger. See all the shiny? I'm thinking. Yeah, it's wet back there too. I think the oil cooler's leaking, or at least the seals. Gonna let them know about it. Not gonna fix it, or doubt I'm gonna fix it, because you gotta, do things that dollars are involved with over the estimate. So, all right, let me get this thing in the air, and we'll do fuel filter relocation, or when you pull this fuel filter out, then we'll do fuel filter relocation up in the air. Also, like I said, check the clutch, see the adjustment, because it's where you want it, right at the top of the pedal. And like I said, there's a new clutch box under there, so I'm hoping someone put the new clutch in and it wasn't a used clutch in the box. Or I don't know, I'm saying words. Hopefully it's just out of adjustment. Stay tuned, we'll be under the car in a minute. Right now for you, a couple minutes for me. All right, guys, this is actually the next day. Got a little frustrated yesterday, not gonna lie. I had the car up, it's the first time I had the car up in, in the air to see what's going on underneath, to reroute the fuel filter, which I haven't done yet, but I'm gonna do. And still have to do. It's gonna be this part of the video. Anywho, kind of not as good as a Beetle as I thought it was. First, like I said, it's the next day. Let's see what a cold start does after, tuning. And I'll show you, I'll bring you under and show you the botchery of what's going on. Let's bump it up some. All right, cold start. Perfect. All right, now watch this rear wheel. I'll bring you down some. The car's in neutral right now. And that's full brake. I just cramped my leg. Oh, getting old. Oh, Charlie horse. Oy. Anyway, man, getting old sucks. Anywho, that was full brake. Car's in neutral. I mean, it rolls. But, yeah, there's zero brakes back there. I think my, original assessment of it having a disc brake master cylinder, for all fours and not just the standard one, might be accurate. But with that said, let me get this thing in the air. Let me get in the air and I'll bring you under and see some of the other wonderfulness I noticed on this car. Give me a minute. Well, I'm back really soon. The car's still down on the ground. I just want to show you the other thing. The clutch, I think I was saying, I had a new clutch. It looks like a new clutch was put in it, so on and so forth. And the reason I say that is the old one's under the hood. Well, I wanted to make sure it was the correct part number, and that's in O'Reilly's part number. It's correct for this year. But the problem is, there's the old clutch, or pressure plate old clutch, new throwout bearing. Why would you put a clutch and a pressure plate in without doing the throwout bearing? I don't know. Someone might have to inform me, is this like standard procedure now? Because I've never done it. So, clutch mystery is getting more mysterious. But let me get this thing in the air, and also I'll show you what I noticed with the clutching. All right, you're gonna have to stand with me for my awesome camera skills with this one. But I'll show you what I saw when I was under here. Like I said, last night was the first night I was basically under here looking this thing over. Good, nice oil leak. Pumping out of the engine, not a big deal. But the big thing is, wanted to see if I can get a little more clutch out of this. And I don't know if you'll be able to see up in there. That adjuster, see if I get the angle on it. The adjuster is ran all the way in. So that tells me something's either got pedal issue, cable issue, or throwout bearing, or the shaft's bent. But it's not making that much horsepower unless you're a really bad driver. I doubt the shaft's bent. But so yeah, there's the problem. Under the car, master. It looks wet, but that's new. So I'm assuming they put different, a different master in, and that's probably a disc because this thing does have disc brakes on it. Also, the amazing routing of the lines. Haven't seen this one yet. Rubber line to the keeper, to another rubber line, to the other keeper. So, yeah. Same thing on this side. Not I guess ideal is what I'm getting at with that one. So the brakes do have drag. I don't know if I'll pick up on my mic, but they are seated. This one's locked up. Great. There it is. I mean, you can really hear drag in this one, maybe. So the brakes are adjusted. I'm going on, it is the master cylinder or whatever goofy lining is in the front. But even with the goofy lines, it should be able to flow fluid back and forth because I doubt there's a check valve in there. Plug you guys in, you might die on me. That would not be a good thing. So let me reroute this fuel filter or relocate the fuel filter. And I guess we are going to tackle these brakes. Because, like I said, this thing came in for an electronic ignition and a death wobble, but as you can see, it's going well. All right, as far as the top of here, new line routed, fixed all this, moved the distributor up. Those wires are wrapped, so hopefully it's not going to happen in the future. One thing I did notice is this gas pedal is excessively tight, so let me back that off a little bit. The throttle response is lacked in luster. You just tap and it's like wide open. So someone definitely has that out of adjustment. Ran out of time, experience, or money because parts are on here. And if he was driving it like this, or she, whoever the owner was, guys, we're gonna, fade out again. But anyway, if they were driving it like this, the brakes alone are sketch. Like I said, it came in here for a death wobble, and really, throw an electronic ignition, take it out for a drive, see, out of balance wheel, out of alignment, worn bush, something like that. See what the customer complaint was, and yeah, we're into a lot more. So, kind of how that works. And also, I'm still, petering or teetering, tightrope. I'm walking the rope of the line of, pricing, obviously. Because I hate doing one thing with me is I hate doing oh, you need this, you need, nickeling and diming a customer. Usually I say a number and I stick to it. Except if something, absolutely crazies there. Oh, man. Different hose clamp. Unless something absolutely crazy out of my controls there. Like that clutch. I'm not trying to upsell my clutch. It works. Is it right? No. But basically over the budget to get it fixed correctly. It's a conversation I'll have, but, it's not work that I'm assuming I'll be doing. The brakes were way over what it was originally in here for. So I guess what I'm rambling is, stuff breaks, stuff doesn't go as you think, especially on older cars where, you may or may not have ever owned one or driven one, so you might just think this is how they are. It's a car. They usually are, especially these Volkswagens, they operate like any other car. They're easy to drive, semi-decent handling. So when something's going wrong and you get a mechanic telling you, well, it's just an old car, that's how they are. Not always true. Yes, the GPS doesn't work in these things. Well, that's because they don't have them. You guys remember MapQuest? Kind of like a road pirate driving around. But what was I doing? Anyway, rambling. Change out that hose clamp so I can get the airbox on and then put that filter in because I still haven't got there yet. So give me a second and then I think we'll tackle the brakes. All right, filters are rerouted or filters rerouted. Noticed under here, I don't know if I pointed this out in the videos or not. The heat ducts, they're not connected. They're just there, both sides. So, you know, that's a good thing. Anyway, let me start cracking this master cylinder loose and letting it, you know, pee all over the floor because that's what's going to happen. Pull down to it. Those lines feel fine. I was going to suck it down and, yeah. We just, you know, drained it on the floor. I honestly didn't want to put the car down and bring it back up. Same difference. It's all getting new anyway. All right, it's a little cramped under here, but I don't know, master's loose from the firewall. I crawled in there. I just got to get these lines off, and I made sure that they would pre-brake, so hopefully they just basically spin off. That's loose. That's loose. Let me put a little lube on there, so hopefully I can hand turn it, and I'll get a normal wrench instead of a line wrench. Jiggle, wiggle, out. This master's smoked anyway. Hey, camera. Rust, yeah, just leak all over me. I think it was leaking out the rear. Hence for that wet floor. Yeah. There's rust. That piston was leaking. Also, like I said, I might take it apart and size it, but by the way the pressure is, it seems like it was it's a 20 mil bore, not a 19. What I need to do is move this light. I made everything worse. What I need to do is get the push rod boop, boop, to align up with the thing so it goes boop boop. And hopefully it's not going to be too much of a pain in the, you know, butkus. Thud. Get off of that line. Give me room. Wiggle in. What are you hooked on? Oh, don't hook on that. Is it in? I got some spring back. All right. Master's, well, plunger master thing is in the line. So that's good. Put this light back in the inconvenient spot. Reattach these lines so hopefully they'll hold the master where it needs to be or where it's going to live. Yeah. All right, master's bolted in. Took the wheel off. A little more room. Master's bolted in. I went back. I had to charge my compressor. It's been drained for a while. Not that it matters. But went back, cinched those lines. I'm going to put the brake switches back in. Already pulled them out of the old master. And obviously, just they work, so we're going to reuse them. Or I'm going to reuse them. Brain fart. You clean them up, and I do put Teflon on here. And the only reason I put Teflon on here is if I'm reusing switches. For some reason, I've had problems where they decide to leak when you reuse them. They shouldn't. They're a whatchamacallit? Basically a pipe fitting, so they should, but all the words, they should seal, but I've had problems where they do not. So, you know, a little added safety. Make sure you don't cover the hole, because if you do, you're gonna have, you know, more problems. But I'm gonna tighten this. I'm gonna tighten these down, and then I gotta run the rubber lines to the reservoir up top, because the old ones were crap. So whenever I get to that point, or whenever I get to that point of filling this thing and starting to bleed them, I'll get back to you. Probably just for a, you know, ease and comfort on my old bones. I'm probably gonna blow off all the rest of the tires too. This way I don't have to crawl around so much. So let me get this all buttoned up and get back to you with hopefully filling and bleeding. Also, if you filling and bleeding next, I'll leave you on a cliffhanger. All right, everything's tight. Lines are ran, soft lines, so on and so forth. Connectors are connected. Hose off the rest of the stuff. And I already topped off the reservoir for the first time just to make sure no leaks. Well, it wasn't leaking now, well, reasons. But so everything's on. Soft lines aren't leaking. We're good. Let me lower this thing down. I might blow off the wheels, like I said, to induce the bleeding process, at least on my end. So let me drop this thing and yeah, pull some wheels. All right, we're gonna start with the back rear back here, now that I can get to it. I think I did say words that I made sure all the bleeders were, you know, open or can be open and purge a little bit. This one farted some when I initially cracked it open, so we'll see how they bleed. Oh, there's that Charlie horse again. That got me. Absolutely nothing. I don't like the no brake flow. Well, why was that? Let's go to the other side. Yeah, no fluid flow. Not a fan. Let's go to the driver back. Might have a, oh, you can't look at me. Might have a bad wheel cylinder, I don't know. But let's see if this side drains or bleeds. Did I break my stick? Nope. Oops. All right, guys, here's where I'm at with the brakes. Cracked the lines on the master. They're dripping, so fluid's getting, you know, through the master, blah, blah, blah. Cracking the hard line back here to see if it's flowing through the, what have you, the soft line, because they don't look the best, but if it flows, it flows. And you would know that someone stripped the crap out of this fitting. So that's great. Let me grab this light so you guys can see. Taking off the, well, sure, shock mount's right in your way. Come on, move, orientate, do things. Taking off the soft line, you can barely see what I'm doing. But I want to see if I can get flow out of there. And again, it's frickin' moon tuned on. So I've got to creatively hold this bracket. There it is. Crack that. Let's see if we get some dripping out of it. Already see it's wet. Oh yeah. Huh. Let me plug that. I'll bring you up there in a second. Let me plug that and I'll show you what we got going on here. There. You gonna stay? All right. Gotta plug that. Are you stopped leaking? Sure, why not? All right, now let me show you what we got going on here. Flow issue, those lines were shot. See the end? All right, well, it focuses. That's pretty much plugged. I cannot even blow through it. Not saying my years of smoking compromised my lungs, but it probably did. But this is all, it's jelly in here. So yeah, rear line shot, both of them. That's good. Guess we're gonna go on to a part 2 of this. Because I do not have lines in stock, obviously. This thing's fully collapsed. I can't even get this through. Is there a date on here? No date. But this line's fully collapsed. So there will be a part 2 with new lines. Yay. Oh, he's going off the rail. Oh, I'll do an outro. Let me scour around. I might have lines, but most likely an outro. If you've been watching this channel long enough, you know things, don't go as planned. I think I've had one in and out job as far as this is what needs to be done, and it leaves. This one, I think I said in the beginning, but if not, I'm going to say it again. Electronic ignition, check out the engine, make sure it was, give or take healthy, and figure out a death wobble. It has now, Aunt Dora's box has been opened, and, well, now it's getting a full brake service. Let's hope the wheel cylinders hold. I do have those, so I'm not really worried if they don't. But I'm probably going to end up popping those drums off and see what the shoes are like. Because I don't know how you do a disc brake conversion in a new master cylinder and not realize the rear brakes don't bleed or do anything. That's just nature of the beast. So I'm going to have to make some phone calls to the owner and tell him what's going on. So I guess part 2 of this will be getting the brakes operational and then figuring out the death wobble. One of the customer's concerns of it. I'm hoping that's a simple out of balance wheel, or I don't know. It's gonna probably need a whole I just don't know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be right. But anyway, if you like this rambling on saga now of this orange Beetle 72, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching and have a good day.